Good morning, guys. I'm recording later than I anticipated today because of noise. We're having a Wi-Fi boost going on here near my office, and it has been very loud work because they're installing cables and stuff in the ceilings, and so there's lots of drilling and pounding and very loud. And so I like to record these when I first get in. It's nice and early. I haven't really even started work yet because it's well before 9. But just couldn't, they start work even earlier. So bummer. So I'm trying to squeeze this in between loud banging sessions. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm doing well today. If you're watching the video, you'll notice this is not something that happens very often. I like to have my hair down. I have long hair and I like wearing it that way. But I have my hair in a ponytail today because um, I have terrible seasonal allergies this summer. My seasonal allergies have gotten worse in recent years. My voice is like all throaty and gross as well. And so this ties into my hair in that this morning I got up and I just did not really feel all that great. I had a sinus headache and I just felt like all stuffy and bleh. And so I didn't feel like putting all of the effort into straightening my hair. And so I didn't. And when I don't straighten my hair, it looks gigantic. I do not have fine hair. And so um, after I wash it, I generally don't put any kind of like producty stuff in it. I just like to leave it and let it dry naturally, which helps to keep it healthy. But then I have to straighten it. I don't know if that's counterproductive, but that's the way that I do it. Otherwise, it's just my hair. I wouldn't call it curly. It's just in between. It's really thick and wavy, and so it's just like Rosanna Dana from Saturday Night Live, and so I did not feel like taming it this morning. I just didn't have the energy. So ponytail it is, but I took some ibuprofen. I'm drinking my coffee. I feel a little bit better. So we're getting there. I never used to have allergies in the spring and main part of the summer, but I do all of a sudden. I have a weed pollen allergy. So that comes up very end of August into September every year, and that used to be the only seasonal allergy time for me, but it now starts in May and goes through the summer apparently. Glorious, yes. All part of the aging process, I suppose. Things change as you get older. So, so this morning, as I was wrangling my hair back into a ponytail, I was thinking what I wanted to do today. I thought about not recording tea time and just writing a post. But frankly, I was kind of more in the mood to do that at first. But my weeks are just so different from the norm right now. And so I'm on the search committee, and we had 2 days this week in which we had candidates come in for interviews. And for academic positions such as these, it is a long interview. I feel very empathetic towards people coming in to interview because it's a long day, and they have to give a 20 to 30-minute presentation. This is for a teaching position, so they have to like pretend to teach a class in front of us so that we can see how they are as a teacher, and that's a very intimidating thing. I mean, I had to do it when I interviewed for this position, but I still feel that compassion for people. It's a very stressful thing, and so that's part of their day, and they're here for all kinds of other meetings and stuff with different portions of our staff, and we take them to lunch, and you can't relax even then. You know, if you're the person being interviewed, you're just on for the whole day, and so it's a long day. All of this is to say that I'm on the search committee, and therefore I'm a part of most of these meetings, and so I just haven't had time to devote to things like I usually do, and so I was only able to blog once this week. I have today, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll just write today and not do tea time. But next week, I have interviews on Tuesday and Thursday, so I know I won't have tea time next week. I mean, maybe I could do it Friday. I don't know. So, on the chance that I might not get to it next week, I thought, all right, I'll talk with you guys this week. We'll see what happens next week. But that's what I decided to do in the end. I have been enjoying the interviews because being on the search committee, you see all of this paperwork about a person for a long time, and then you talk to them on the phone. But it's really nice to meet them in person. And we're hiring 3 people. We're doubling the size of the education teaching team here. And so it's very exciting, because I'll be working with these people, and it's just really nice to meet them and get to know them a little bit more, since we'll be all working together so closely. So it's been really enjoyable. So I've been hard at work on that. And what else is going on with me? So lots. I've got a hafla on Saturday, and I don't feel unprepared. That's not the right way of putting it, but I just feel kind of like I'm not in quite full dance mode yet, because the season is still new, and I just haven't had the time to devote at home to practice as I usually would. What I've been doing is that during my lunch, I've been practicing here. I close my door and put on the music, and so it's not that I'm unprepared, because I know the choreographies that I need to know. I have music selected for my solo, and I'm going to improvise, so I've run through it, and I've got a few general plans of things I'll do in different segments of the music. And that's as much as I always prepare. And that's honestly the way that I perform the best, is when I just allow myself to be more spontaneous. I think that I feel better about it, and therefore I know that it looks better. So I'm as prepared as I can be, but I just feel like my brain isn't quite in dancer mode. I've just had so many other things on my mind. So I'm just doing my best to turn my mind to that. But I have that this weekend. There's Father's Day this weekend, so Sunday's really busy seeing both of our dads, and the little things we have planned for Mike. And also this weekend, I've got a social media friend who's coming to my area to visit some family, and so I'm going to meet up with him. It's brother Joseph. I'm very excited because we've never met in person, and I'm super excited that I have a friend who's a friar. He's a Carmelite, and it'll be wonderful to talk to him about his vocation journey, and thinking about bringing Henry with me because we're meeting for lunch. It's like free vocations advertisements. So yeah, I think that's going to be really, really lovely. And I'm excited about it. But whenever you meet somebody in person that you've never met in person before, you're kind of nervous, like, oh, I hope that, I feel kind of like these poor people being interviewed this week. You feel like you're on all the time. Like, I want everybody to have a good, positive impression of me. And so I just feel like my gears are constantly at full speed. And so it's just, I haven't really had a lot of downtime. It's all good stuff, but I do need that downtime as an introvert. So this weekend, though, is packed, and I'm hoping that after this, things will quiet down, although I have been enjoying the heck out of all of the crazy weekends we've been having with, Christina coming to visit, and dancing events, and now the things I just described coming up this weekend. And back in May, we had Mike's play. This Friday, I'm taking off from work. That's why I can't do another post or tea time tomorrow, because I'll be busy all day. We have Anne's pre-K graduation. I've got my final rehearsal with my troupe before the Hafla. Busy. So I've just been focusing my mind on all of these things. But also, in the back of my mind, as I was wrangling my hair this morning, I was thinking, as sort of our main overlaying topic for the day, did I hit record? Thank you, Jesus. I did. Okay. The word that came to my mind is discernment, which is such a loaded word, isn't it? It sounds all pious and theological. And in my life, it really translates to me frantically trying to remember to pray a decade of the rosary in the car, and to remember to talk with God and just let him know what's on my mind. As my form of prayer. And, I'm really bad about that sometimes, just keeping it real. It's like I'm so busy, I feel like I don't have time to pray. And it should be the opposite. When we're really busy, we should factor in more time to pray, because that's the only way that we're going to get everything done. And so I don't want to say struggling with that, but that's been, because it's not like it's stressful, but I mean, that's been in the back of my mind, that I need to make more time to form that relationship with our Lord, and I haven't been putting in the time that I should be. Yeah, I'm sure that we all go through that, right? So I've been thinking about that just in the context of lots and lots and lots of little things. And, I had mentioned recently um, in either a post or during tea time, sorry, allergen throat, that I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed and I really needed direction with regards to some of my personal projects, the blog, my podcasts, the other things that I enjoy outside of my job and my vocation as a wife and mother. So that's dancing and knitting, reading and writing. Really, those are my things. And I just felt like I didn't have time for everything. And I got some very lovely responses on that post. I'll put that in the show notes so you can look at the comments. Um, Including one of my very favorite blog readers, Claire Ann, saying that they treasure the time that you and I have in our little Life of a Catholic Librarian universe, getting to know each other. And I don't need to put a lot of pressure on myself just to write when I can, and not to make it such that it becomes this stressful thing and then I feel like I can't continue on with it anymore, just to do what I can. And that made me, of course, feel a lot better. And so I had spent a little time, thinking about it, praying about, I need more time. I had wanted to start up another blog. It was so typical. Typical Tiffany. Um, and have it be a co-authored situation with my sister. I still want to do this, where we would take turns each week writing short reflections. We were thinking of having a saint theme. I still want to do this. I do, but we just haven't carved out the time to get it up and running. And I had been thinking it was going to be a summer project, and we did a few things in the preparatory process, and then we haven't been able to do any more. And I was feeling really disappointed about that. Like, when am I going to do that? Because I still want to do it. And time just really seems to be a problem. And so then, in the midst of all of this, I can't give you all of the details right now. Don't you hate when I do that? I'm so sorry, but really I can't, because it's not my project. But I will. As soon as I am given the go-ahead to provide details, I will. But I got an invitation last week for a writing opportunity that's very exciting. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And maybe just by that you'll know what I'm referring to, generally speaking. So I was very excited, especially by the person I would be working with who had asked me about this. And I would really enjoy working with that person. And I was thrilled with the topic, and I really want to do it. And so I spent some time thinking about it, praying about it, and I want to do it. But I'm thinking to myself, time. When am I going to have time? More writing time, right? So I went over the weekend, you saw on Monday. We took a family trip to the National Shrine of St. Kateri and up to the Adirondacks. And I spent a lot of time thinking on that trip. And I came back with the exact same feeling. This feels right to me, this writing project, and I want to go ahead with it. So, I was communicating with a person whose project this is the brainchild. And so we've been, talking about it, lots of excitement. And yesterday, or the day before, my boss came down to talk to me about a few things with our teaching stuff, planning and all that. And I have a wonderful relationship with her. I have such a good situation here. I'm so grateful for it here at work. And so we were just chatting about teaching and summer stuff, and she has a really exciting teaching gig coming up out of the country that she's all energized about and excited about. We were talking about that, and so I happened to mention to her this project that had come up. And I said, this is it's a personal project, because it is obviously it's a Catholic thing. And so I want to, take off a little time to devote to writing. I'll be using vacation time, but I don't want it to interfere with our teaching in the fall. So maybe we can work together to see when and plan the best time for me to take that stretch off would be. And she was so encouraging and supportive and excited by the project. And so she asked me a little bit about it, and I described it. And she said, well, you don't have to take vacation time for that. That is professional development. We are faculty. She and I both are on a faculty line here, and we have tenure. And therefore, we are expected to publish as part of our jobs. And I do that. I wrote longer pieces before when I was still tenure track. Now I've been writing some shorter things. I write book reviews that are published in a journal, things like that. And that is really part of our job responsibilities, and I enjoy it. And so she said, this is part of your job. So this is fantastic. This is, you're the religious studies librarian, and so it very much fits in for you to write about this topic, and you just take whatever time you need, and it would be work time so that I can work on getting this project published. And that just means the world to me. And that is one really wonderful thing about working in an academic environment, is that everybody is really supportive of all of your research interests. My research interests are spirituality and religion. And so therefore they're like, great, you write about those things. And that is seen as a very positive and necessary part of our work here as academic librarians. So I am so relieved, because now I don't have to worry about squeezing in the time somewhere else that would take away from family time. So just mark them down as professional development days, all the research that I need to do, and then the actual writing time. I will have to squeeze the writing time around our teaching, which will be significant in the fall, but it'll work. It will work. And so therefore, it's one of those things with discernment where it feels like that door was opened. It doesn't always happen that way, and it's hard, right? Because you easily feel discouraged when you feel like I prayed about this and then God didn't give me the answer I was hoping for and or expecting and or really felt was right. This just seems like it's a no-brainer. This is something that would be a good thing. It would be a very positive thing for myself and for others. It would be developing my faith, whatever the case may be. And then that door just doesn't seem to open, and I don't get it. And it happens, right? It happens to me. I know it happens to you too, probably. And so I really don't have the answer there, but I was just wondering if you all had any experiences to share on this. And, just to encourage each other as we pray about these things. In this particular case, I'm very happy with the way that it worked out, and I can't wait to share the details with you. Hopefully that will be coming up this fall. But I can't right now, sorry. But this is a very exciting thing, and I'm very grateful for my my support system here at work. And these people that I work with are really my friends as well as my colleagues, and I just respect and admire them so much. And I'm very grateful for them. So I'm super excited about this project I'm going to be working on writing. I will give you all the deets just as soon as I am able, and it's going to be fantastic. It's not just me, there's going to be other people involved too, and I think you're going to love it. So stay tuned. That's the big excitement for now. So I'm going to sign off. How are you doing? What's going on with you? Do you have anything you want to share about prayer, about discernment, about encouragement and discouragement in such endeavors, and how you handle it? I would love to hear from you. And until next week, I'll talk to you then. I'll probably be blogging on Monday, I'm thinking, next week. So I'll be seeing you all soon. Bye.